Hey, Wichita, we are back. Episode number 5 of the podcast.
Cinco.
And we got Cinco.
5. It's been that many already?
Yeah, bro. We got all of us here today.
All 3 of us.
All 3. Wow.
Right.
This is
never
really
happens.
nice.
Never.
Yeah.
So who's in charge of public information right now?
I guess I'd be the most senior, so me.
That's you?
That is me.
I meant like we're all 3 here, so who's upstairs? That's what I meant.
Oh,
Who's
I
going to
don't
answer
know.
phone calls if somebody calls during the podcast?
I got it. It's
That's
in my
true.
pocket right now.
Wait.
And you got it.
Well,
answer
you
the
are on
calls
call.
live.
You are on
I am
call,
on
so I
call.
guess technically it's you.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's
Well,
a very valid point.
Yeah, so to that reporter that's calling right now, Chet's here. So
Yeah,
he's not.
it's in my pocket, so I'll feel it.
My chair is sinking.
Are you sinking?
Yeah.
So that's a nice shirt you got.
Thank you. It's we're recording this on May 4th. As many people know, it's Star Wars Day.
Is that because the
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so pretty cool. I'm also repping my Star Wars socks. I don't know if you can see them, but
Here, I'll get out of the
I
way.
got Mandalorian socks.
Oh, there you go.
They're pretty snazzy.
You know one
so.
thing you're not going to catch? Paul and I lifting our leg up that high. That ain't working.
That took a lot of effort. I'm
It
out
did.
of breath now.
You know one thing, and they're going to come for me in the comments and stuff. I'm not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, that literally makes me sick to my stomach.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wait, you're not a Star Wars fan?
No, man. I never caught on.
Wow.
Even Paul's
Yeah.
a Star Wars fan.
But I'm a Star Wars fan.
See, but as a good father though, like I don't want to watch those kind of movies. It's just not something that entertained me ever. But my son loves them, so his uncles can go take him to watch those movies.
Have you ever seen a Star Wars movie?
I think I watched maybe like 30 minutes back when I was younger, and just
Okay, wait, stop. So have you actually tried watching a movie?
yeah, man.
And you were not digging it?
No, I wasn't digging it.
What is it that you don't like?
I think it's just too fake. It's unrealistic.
It's too-
so
What do you mean it's unrealistic?
It's
none of that is possible.
Well, it
Isn't
is possible in a galaxy far, far away.
If you ask
That crap
Elon-
literally happened a long time ago.
you know what?
It's a
Elon Musk
documentary.
is going to make that happen for us.
He probably will. All that money that he's got, he probably
Yeah,
could.
he'll probably get us to Mars.
Someone has actually created a lightsaber, and it like emits a huge jet of plasma. It's like a plasma torch, like
Yeah.
legit, like melts through.
Why would
anything.
Why would you want that?
Well, why wouldn't you want that? It's a lightsaber.
I think
That's
Trevor
true.
just revealed how diehard he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
love
so.
Star
That-
Wars.
That was a Star Wars
Man.
moment.
You know we got lightsabers here in Wichita. That's not a monument, but something that you can see like. At
You talking about like McLean and Central?
Yeah, or Central Meridian too. That's what we call it. That's what I call it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we call them. The lightsabers right there.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, they're a little less cool than lightsabers, but
no, they're actually pretty cool because there's like 9 of them.
We need we're probably gonna have to repost our May the 4th be with you today,
Yeah.
since it's May the 4th.
Dude,
have we posted
was you the one
anything?
that showed me the TikTok with the cops in a different department in
No,
the country?
That was me. Mm-mm.
So with the donuts?
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, you sent that to our group chat.
Oh yeah. Oh, if that's what the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
then yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Quit denying
It's with the
stuff.
Mandalorian that's eating.
No.
eating a
Yeah.
donut.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
That was
That-
the Mandalorian. That was Grogu.
Yeah. It was.
If anybody
the little
says
green
Baby
guy?
Yoda, I
Baby
will come
Yoda.
for you too. It's not Baby Yoda. He has a name.
Wow.
They established that.
You know what? Let's start this podcast all over. Just
Why?
we need to educate.
4th,
We need
man.
to take a moment and educate
This is
Chad.
true. Yeah.
I don't know. Hit
Here.
us up in the
Okay.
comments. How many people do not watch Star
Between
Wars?
now and the next time we shoot a podcast, I expect you to watch Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
Have
That's
like
your
a
homework.
book report ready.
A book report.
Yeah.
How many pages?
2 pages.
2 pages.
We'll make it easy for you.
Because I'm in school right now. I'm taking classes.
Are you really? What
Yeah.
classes?
I'm taking a critical thinking class and intercultural communication.
Yeah.
2 very important things.
They are very
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Times Roman, size 12 font,
Size
not
12.
13.
Double space.
Double space. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of spaces, you guys know that there's one space after a period now? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that's always been a thing.
No, man.
right?
When I grew up in school, it was 2 spaces after a period.
But how long ago was that?
What, that I was in school?
Yeah.
03 is when I graduated high school.
Wow.
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 Yeah, man.
Wow.
What do you mean,
When
wow?
did you
But hold on,
graduate
bro.
high
What?
school?
Time out. That ain't old.
I'm laughing because I graduated in 03
I keep
as well.
sinking.
See?
Yeah, I graduated in 03 as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Don't hate. Just because you graduated in 17 doesn't mean nothing.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. All right.
We got some big
We went down a
event.
rabbit hole. Let's get
We
back
did.
on
We got a
task.
big event that actually did occur this past weekend. You guys
The
want to talk about it? The tornado.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You went out to Andover, didn't you?
I did. And,
Yeah, tell us about what you saw. I know, first of all, let's just give some space to and shout out to all the first responders that went out there, help out.
Absolutely.
EMS, fire, all the PD officers.
Mm-hmm.
I kept hearing the sirens. I live out on the east side, so I kept hearing the sirens. So I know everybody was out there trying to help.
Yeah, it was
out,
multiple agencies, man.
Yep.
I got out there right about a little after 9:30 or 10, I think. And you go down Kellogg and you just expect to see lights coming into Andover, and power was out. So it was weird to just see like darkness, and then you see all the law enforcement. I mean, the Dillons there in Andover at Andover Road was just lit up like a Christmas tree with so many different law enforcement agencies that were there to help out and stuff. So, I mean, it was a sad thing that happened. I'm glad nobody has lost their life that we've been told of yet. But all that devastation and everything, and all those homes and stuff like that. One day people will rebuild and we'll get back there. So, but it was crazy. Lots and lots of officers, lots and lots of first responders.
It's cool to see everybody come together over there. And the night that it happened, I was outside this house in Andover that had it had basically come off its foundation, was like tilting, and it looked like it was about to collapse at any moment. And these firefighters rolled up, Andover Fire, and they're like, "Hey, do you know if anybody's in the house?" And I was like, I yelled, I didn't hear anybody. There might be people in there. And without hesitation, those guys went in there, searched the entire house. I was like, no, that thing's gonna collapse.
Right.
So we give firefighters a lot of crap, but no hesitation there.
No hesitation at all.
That was cool to see.
One story I did hear, sorry to cut you off, Paul.
Go ahead.
Is it's crazy what we do when we're stressed or after everything is over, like when not saying that the tornado is the same thing as this, but like when we get tased, funny remarks that we say after being tased, or high stress situations with funny remarks that we have afterwards. Being a previous smoker myself,
By the way, let's clarify, in a training situation, right?
yeah, man, I ain't never been tased in real life.
But
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah. I was told that they were helping make sure people were out of their homes, and there was one lady that the only place she can get to quick enough was a bathtub, and officers got in there, were able to get her out of the bathtub and everything. First thing she said was, "I need a cigarette." It's just like I know that feeling, like in high stress situations when you're done, like to want to have a cigarette.
Yep.
But I'm been smoke free for 4 years and everything now, but. Yeah, I just thought that was entertaining.
Congratulations. By the way.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
that was
good.
yeah.
That's a good milestone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
But again, it was a awful situation. So our thoughts are with the citizens of Andover that were affected. Honestly, I want to make a plug for anybody that wants to help out. If you want to help out, you call 211 number. They'll get you plugged in. They'll tell you where you need to go, all the information. We'll also share it on the podcast if you want to help out, whether it be volunteers or monetary. You want to help out the families that have been impacted. Please do so. Please donate. I can't imagine what it's like to, in a matter of minutes, your house is gone.
Yeah.
Everything's gone. You lost everything. So really, our hearts with Andover and the victims that were affected, the citizens that were affected. So if you can help out, please do so. And then we'll put out the information. So
most
you
definitely.
and definitely help out and donate or volunteer.
Yeah. Speaking of putting stuff out, I think we do a great job of putting stuff out on all of our social media platforms, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. But you guys, our TikTok followers have like tripled in just 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we're with TikTok,
That's
you're
awesome.
able to have 1,000 followers and you can go live. And we have almost 1,100 now. So
We're live capable.
yeah, shout
Maybe-
out. I think it's more Sergeant
maybe tune
Justice
in
that's
for
getting
some-
us.
Sergeant Justice, he needs his own TikTok.
He does.
He does. Sergeant Justice does a great job.
I said this on the first show, but we need to get him on the podcast.
We do.
To squawk about his
I like that squawk.
responsibilities on the
Yeah.
department. You like that?
I do. I
Yeah.
like that. That was a good one.
Speaking of getting people on the podcast, who's our guest today?
So last week we said it was going to be Captain Corey, but we've had some change of events and have to reshoot different days. So today we have Lieutenant Casey Slaughter, who's the commander of the auto theft section.
Interesting.
So he is very entertaining guy. I've worked with him several different times. He's been my boss several different times. So I believe he is here. He's in the building.
Let's get him on
So
the podcast.
let's get him. Here we're going to take a quick little break, refill, and Casey Slaughter will be back here soon. Hey, welcome back, Wichita. We are here with the one and only Lieutenant Casey Slaughter. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing really well. Appreciate you joining us. Know you're a busy man.
Always busy. Yeah.
So, have you had the chance to watch the podcast yet?
No. I
No?
haven't.
That's always
I'm
your
gonna be
first
really
question.
honest.
It is. It is.
You know why?
Because you're
'Cause I'm
busy.
busy.
Yeah,
Just too
right,
busy.
right.
Yeah.
We understand. We get it. So on the podcast here, we like to it's more laid back, more relaxed, more family oriented. we want the community to know who Casey Slaughter is, not who Lieutenant Slaughter is.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
tell us, who's Casey?
Well, I just I come to work. I try to do a good job. I work hard and keep everybody else working hard. Is that it?
No. A little deeper.
And I hear you. I'm a family guy. I mean, I'm married. I've got 8-year-old stepdaughter going on about 18, maybe 19, roughly.
Yeah.
So busy here, busy in the personal life. We have a small business that we run. So yeah, very, very busy.
Yeah. I have a 15-year-old daughter, so I definitely understand that.
You can empathize.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, so
no.
I'll have to get some tips from you later.
Yeah, it's coming. Trust me.
Oh,
So,
can't wait.
Yeah. So you've been on the department how long?
Going on, I think, for 15 years.
Okay.
So yeah.
What areas have you worked in?
Yeah, well, I did obviously worked as an officer in the Patrol East and North bureaus, and then community policing, and then I promoted to detective and worked in the exploited and missing children's unit, and then over to undercover, which was the coolest thing ever. One of the best jobs in the department. And then promoted again and became a supervisor and worked in a couple of different bureaus, and back to undercover again as the supervisor, which was again a lot of fun. And then eventually to lieutenant and worked a couple of bureaus there, and then eventually to community policing, and then to auto theft. So that's where I'm at now, auto theft and larceny.
How many times in like a social situation do you kind of brag about like, yeah, I was undercover? Like, is that something that comes up with people, or?
Where I thought you were going with that, to be honest, Trevor, was how many times in a social setting do people give you grief for your last name?
That
was
too.
Sergeant Slaughter at some point.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
a wrestler. He was a wrestler, right? Yeah.
In a G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. That's right.
But to your question, it's one of those things. I think it's an aphrodisiac. Yeah, frankly.
You're like James Bond.
You throw
over
that
here.
down at the right time. Yeah.
So out of all those places, because that's a lot, especially in 15 years. What's been your favorite?
Well, definitely. I mean, like I said, it's probably.
He said undercover, Chad.
Well,
Were you paying attention?
I did say that, but I will tell you. Recently, we had this team up in auto theft called the Auto Crimes Enforcement Team.
Yeah.
ACE.
I remember
short,
this. Yeah.
And I will tell you that was a lot of fun.
I bet. Yeah.
It was really a lot of fun to sit back and see what they could accomplish. We set out the vision and the goals and sit back and just kind of cheerlead. So
yeah.
Who came up?
Cool to see.
Who came up with the acronym?
Well, that was me.
Yeah.
That was me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like ace up your sleeve.
Yeah, ace up the sleeve. Maybe I'm a magician. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
So at working all these different places, especially EMCU, undercover, having your own ACE team, what's the most rewarding part?
I think when we look at how we actually help victims, we're actually, when we're talking about auto theft specifically, we're able to give somebody's car back.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. In undercover, it's almost rewarding from just a self-enjoyment kind of way.
Yeah.
They're fun cases. They're fun to do. But in auto theft, you're really truly helping the general public. I mean, a lot of times these people that don't have insurance or full coverage insurance, they lose their car. They just have no car. They have no way to get to their kids to school. They have no way to get to work and back. And so once we get that car back for them, it's a real win.
And you were a part of bringing a new technology to Wichita. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So back in 2014, we started our license plate reader program, and that was several mobile units, and it grew over time with one particular vendor. And then we didn't switch vendors, but we added another vendor through Flock Safety. And that was kind of something that was a little bit driven by the former chief. He said he was interested in us looking at Flock, and I always tell the story that I was a little bit irritated at first because it was kind of my baby. When we had a license plate reader program, why would we look into another one? Yeah. Well, come to find out, Flock really had some different technologies that they offered and different ways to look at license plate reader information. So I actually started to listen, and they really had a good product. So we went on a pilot program in late 2020. We liked what we saw, and so we invested in it, and now we're here today with a really great system. Yeah, it's amazing. For those of you don't know, we basically have cameras in a sense all over the city, and as a car passes through, if it is related to being a stolen plate, a stolen car, a missing person. Murder suspect. An alert will go off, and it'll go right to anybody that's logged into Flock. Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a really great system. I think we've been involved in solving maybe 6 homicides so far, and of course a slew of shooting cases and burglary cases and auto thefts, of course. Obviously, we've recovered kidnapping victims. We've arrested kidnapping suspects. I mean, it just kind of spans the board of all crimes that are out there, and it's really been transformational for our department. I think almost everybody is using the system, and it seems to get rave reviews and how we approach crime.
Yeah. Looking on the other side, right? We always want to ask ourselves that when we're building a program, what could be a negative? And I remember hearing, this is something like Big Brother's just trying to keep an eye on us and everything like that. Can you talk about that? How that's not the case? Yeah,
I mean, those are obviously concerns I've addressed with the public, many times, or questions that have come out, certainly. And I always talk about training, policy, and audits. We do training. I do training personally most of the time with the actual recruits coming out, so they hear from me directly. We have a group of trainers that will go in and will periodically do mandatory and service training with everybody to do refreshers, and then we have policy, which 804, which I wrote, and we've gone through I think 3 different revisions, so now it's included flock in the latest revision. So it's kind of stood the test of time and been reviewed and approved by law. And then the audits. I mean, we do random and directed audits. So, what I mean by that is obviously random. We'll go in there and randomly look and make sure that everybody's using it appropriately and is within policy. And then from a directed point of view, if somebody was already doing something wrong in some other system, say the records management system that we have, that directs us to go in and look at flock to see if there's another policy violation of some kind. So I'm happy to report that we have not seen that in our department yet. I mean, and hopefully we don't.
Right.
But we're still going to go in and check and make sure we have those checks and balances.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So a game that we play on this podcast is.
I like the segue there.
You like the segue?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
Before we get to the game, there's an elephant in the room here because it's May the 4th. And I don't know if you know this, LT, but Chad is not a Star Wars fan.
I learned it recently, as a matter of fact, and frankly, I'm a little bit irritated at this point. Yeah, and I think that may have to get noted in his file.
Yeah.
Oh, so, you hear that?
He's going to remove me from flock.
I don't even know how you could answer to that.
I'm just going to. My parents messed up.
They did. Yeah. Right. Have you seen all the Star Wars movies?
I haven't seen any Star Wars.
Now I'm going to ask the question.
Yeah, okay? Right. I've seen 30 minutes probably of one of the very beginning, at least when I was a kid. And that's about it.
Which one was that?
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't even know?
He doesn't even know. He probably doesn't even know that they start with episode 4.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
Man.
I did get excited when I saw Samuel L. Jackson was on one, right? Am I wrong? Okay.
Yeah.
I got excited.
Mace Windu,
yeah, because I was like, I like Samuel L. Jackson.
Everybody knows Mace Windu, okay?
Right. You should just introduce him as Samuel L. Jackson because that's what I know him as. And
everybody would also know that he has a purple lightsaber. Okay.
See?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That he gets. Well, I'm not going to spoil his plot line for you. In case you decide you want to, catch up with modern culture and watch Star Wars.
No.
Someday.
No, I might.
And then you could be as hyped as I am for the new Obi-Wan series.
We're all pretty
coming
hyped
out
about that, except obviously one person in this room.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Because
I'm just sitting
back.
Disappointed.
That's what my mind goes to when you guys talk about Star Wars.
Huh?
I'm really shocked.
Well, I'm sorry because I know you always thought really highly of me, and then
I did. Yeah.
Until now,
like, he's gone.
Chad's approval rating just tanked. Like,
you did a lot of really good things
during
with
this
Flock.
podcast.
I'm going to segue back there.
Right?
And now you've really kind of just lost all credibility with this whole Star Wars deal. So.
Yeah. Can I say I flocked it up? That's what I did.
You certainly did.
I flocked up our relationship.
That's punny. That's punny.
That's punny. Yeah. So back to the game. Can we
okay, now you can go to the game. We're done with our little beat on Chad.
So we do this one thing called One Has to Go. It's 4 items, usually underneath the same category, and you're going to have to pick one to go forever. But today's one.
Forever.
Don't throw Star Wars in there because you know that's not going.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So this one you might have to channel your inner childhood, but we got it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Cocoa Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cap'n Crunch, Fruity Pebbles.
I wish you'd ask me a tougher question because this is easy. Captain Crunch has got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it because it cuts the roof of your mouth?
I don't know. There's something about Captain Crunch I just frankly don't like. I've tried all those, of course.
Like the cereal or the person behind the cereal, the mascot?
Well, no, I think the mascot's fine. But
is it because he's a captain?
Yeah, well, it could be.
See, and I'm not saying this because I'm trying to get back on your good side, but I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Captain Crunch has got to go.
well, you're right. I think Captain Crunch has got to go.
First off, I'm 36 years old, and I think I was 33 years old when I realized it's not Captain Crunch, it's Captain Crunch.
Captain
Didn't
Crunch.
know that.
Right.
Didn't know that. What are you getting rid of?
You don't even want to know.
Yeah.
First of all, I just want to say Captain Crunch is a terrible choice to get rid of. Captain Crunch is a staple in the cereal industry in
You're
America.
probably right. Yeah,
Just
there's
like
other
Star
three
Wars.
are
Star
too.
Wars and Captain Crunch go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I would get rid of Cocoa Puffs.
You're crazy.
Cocoa Puffs. Or Cocoa Pebbles.
What
I'm
about
not a
Fruity
fan
Pebbles?
of...
Would you get rid of that?
I would rather have Fruity Pebbles than Cocoa Puffs.
You're getting rid of a cereal that changes your milk to chocolate.
I don't
milk.
like
the kids say
my milk.
chalky milk.
If
right
I
now.
wanted cereal to be with chocolate milk, I would pour chocolate milk in my cereal.
you don't do that.
I don't want my milk to change into something that it's not.
See, this-
'Cause I appreciate
this
the
would
milk.
upset me more than the Star Wars thing.
I can see that.
Yeah.
In fact, it's almost entertaining from my point of view just to watch the repartee
Right? Yeah.
going back and forth about which one's better.
Yeah.
I just don't think
You'd get rid
Cocoa
of- would you get
Puffs
rid
are
of
that
Cocoa
crazy.
I definitely wouldn't get rid of Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah. Well, you're cuckoo. That's for sure.
it would definitely be tougher to pick out the next one to go.
Cinnamon Toast
Yeah.
Crunch is
Well, that's the GOAT.
Man, that is.
But
That
that
is
also
good.
changes your milk to a different flavor.
Do you know why Cinnamon Toast Crunch is so good?
Hmm.
Because it has cinnamon swirls in every bite, Chad.
Yeah.
You know why Cocoa
Every
Puffs are so
bite.
good? There's chocolate in every bite.
That's too much, though.
No,
I see.
you
I don't
can
even
never
like.
have
I don't
too
like
much
chocolate
chocolate.
ice cream either because that's too much
Chad,
chocolate.
people who watch Star Wars would know that.
Did you miss what he just said?
No, because he's still upset about you not watching Star
now,
Wars.
Now you said something that's appalling too. You don't like chocolate ice cream?
No,
Just
it's too chocolatey.
bland?
There's too much going on there. My
When you-
taste buds are overloaded, and by the time I'm done, it's like all
No,
sticky in my mouth, and I can't talk.
Stuff.
Why would I season chocolate milk? or
No, I
chocolate
don't
ice
think you
cream?
know. I think chocolate is amazing. That's not something bad.
You put seasoning on your chocolate ice cream?
What I was trying.
Did I hear the wrong thing, or did you say I don't know how to
had a
season
thought
my
in
ice
my
cream?
head where I was gonna go somewhere else. And then
Put
I lost my
tahini
train
on it
of
or
thought.
something?
Yeah, you need to put some tahini on it.
This has really gone off the rails. I
I
gotta
know,
tell you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just Cocoa Puffs, but
What?
All right.
You're saying you'd get rid of Cocoa
no,
Puffs?
I would not. I
Oh,
can't
you
believe he
wouldn't.
would.
Oh, he would.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then upstairs he said he hated Fruity Pebbles. So
They're not
But-
great.
anyway, LT, we know you're busy, man. We appreciate you coming here. It's been
for
awesome. Hopefully you'll go back now and watch the other ones.
I will now.
Yeah.
Now that I'm interested.
Yeah.
Now I know what this
He was
And
not
then-
interested.
Yeah, and then you know what you need to do once you watch it: like, share, and subscribe.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Just like
I'll share with
everybody
everybody.
Okay.
I'm a big social media guy.
I appreciate
Very
that.
social.
Well,
Awesome.
watch our TikTok too, because that's really
Oh, boy.
entertaining.
I've heard that there's some sort of guest appearance on TikTok that I've made somehow.
You did?
Walked into my office.
Oh, I
Oh,
did.
yeah, he was
with the
on
Usher
like
one.
the-
And I almost got it right.
You almost
That was the
did.
one that got all the views.
That was the most viewed one we've had on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That TikTok?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The chief answered it same way, almost halfway right.
Well, he said schmooze in the streets.
He did.
I
Yeah,
believe,
people were texting him. And
I
told
said
me,
hit in the streets. So,
Yeah. People said that they texted him and said he said Usher sounded like an R&B singer that does road work at nighttime. I was like, that's funny. But anyway, LT,
Yeah.
we appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
gonna
you
get
for
another
being here.
refill because I'm still trying to wake up a bit. But either way, appreciate it.
appreciate you having me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Till next
See y'all
time.
soon. Hey, welcome back, Wichita. That was a good interview, right? What you guys
I
think?
thought it went well.
I thought it went well. I think you got some homework, Chad.
Yeah,
Yep, you're gonna have to watch some Star Wars movies.
yeah. I'm letting you guys know my homework's gonna be late.
Yeah, well, you got to give it a shot.
Come on, they're
Okay.
all
I'll
available.
give it
Be
a shot.
open. Be
Disney
open.
Plus. Just
Yeah.
download it. You can watch every Star Wars movie ever
They're
made.
all on there.
Yeah, every one of them,
Okay.
and the series too. You
Yeah.
can
There you
watch.
go.
You can watch all the series.
You have no excuse.
Okay. You have homework.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. You have homework too.
What's the homework?
The
Paul's
next
homework.
time that you're on this podcast,
Mhm.
you have to wear something that's not a uniform or a suit.
Or a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. You just gotta relax and not be the cop in
know what?
uniform all the time.
A lot of it is just remembering.
Yeah.
We're so busy, but
I mean that's
How
true.
could you forget?
it just I knew we were.
That hurts my
I'm
feelings.
sorry. I'm sorry that you're so sensitive. I apologize.
But
Yeah,
but like
it's
the podcast for me is like it's like therapy. It's therapeutic, right? So I think about, hey man, I got 2:00. We got the podcast. I got to go there, talk to everybody, get to, like y'all, and then get to just
Just relax.
relax, man.
Let it
talk,
all out.
have a conversation.
Talk it out, Chad.
I think
That's
it's the
it.
coffee.
That makes me talk.
No, that adds to
The therapeutic
experience.
value.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 Coffee and conversation. It's a good way to de-stress,
Yeah.
talk about what's going on, talk about your week, talk about your weekend.
I mean, that's true.
I think
What kind of
everybody
coffee
should
you
have
got?
a coffee break. I don't remember. This is some Keurig variety. I think it's like Caribou blend.
Oh,
Nothing fancy.
nothing fancy.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what mine is too. I think we grabbed it out of the same box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely did.
Paul, what
Paul's
you
got his
got?
fancy.
Typically, I do lattes, French press, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is from one of the
Fancy.
local coffee breweries that are here in Wichita. So, great coffee here in Wichita.
Man.
Wichitans love their coffees. I don't know anybody that doesn't, but
That's true.
Most people, they go all out with coffee. So, cheers to everybody that's a coffee drinker.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And we touched base a little bit about just now, a little bit about like mental health and voicing like getting that talking.
Destigmatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
And
important.
Mhm.
One thing that I want to make sure everybody remembers is like there's no such thing as normal. You
Yep.
know, we're all different in our own ways, you know, but
Right.
at the same time, like a lot of us are the same. We all deal with anxiety, depression and stuff. It's just some of us have a hard time of like putting a finger on it and saying, oh man, I'm just being anxious, or I'm anxious and depressed and stuff. Man.
I think a lot of times because of the stigmas that exist, a lot of times it's hard to even talk about or say that you're going through a difficult time, or you're having going through a crisis, or being in those moments. And I think even as law enforcement officers, I think it's difficult sometimes even for officers to admit that, you know, after a certain call, after going through a certain experience, it's hard to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to be vulnerable, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think it's important to talk about it and really share with the community, because we got to find ways to destigmatize mental health and look at other ways to really have that conversation. Now, I know even for our community, any community, it's always hard.
Yeah.
It's not something that's easy to discuss, but I think it's important to mention.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
No, I think it's interesting that, like, you know, like you mentioned, there is a stigma on it,
There
and
is.
like we go to the doctor once a
Mhm.
year for a checkup for our physical health. We go
Mhm.
to the dentist every 6 months for a checkup, make sure our teeth are fine. We go to the eye doctor. But how many times do people go to a counselor or a therapist?
Yeah.
They really only go when they reach that like breaking point.
Yeah.
So it's just good for people to keep in mind. You know, check in every once in a while with
Mhm.
somebody and keep your mental health in check.
Yeah.
And the reason we bring this up is because I think WPD, we're on the forefront. We go to calls, we go
Mhm.
and work with people that get to have contact with people that are in crisis.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it is my hope that at least by talking about it, destigmatizing it, making it a normal conversation, just like you mentioned. Hey, I went to the counselor. And then, just like if you mentioned, I had to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
There's nothing. You don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get to that point here in Wichita as well. There's obviously a lot of need for that. We see those in the calls that we respond to. We see that in our day-to-day work with officers. So not only just for officers itself and our own mental health, but as well as our community. And I think that's the only way we can get there, which I think is important to give a space in our podcast today for that.
Yeah, and I think it's a generational thing though too, man. Like if you think about like how your parents were like when you were growing up in the 80s or 90s. You were the 90s.
Yeah, I know that, Chad. I know when I grew up. You don't have to remind me.
But it was different, right? Like you couldn't go talk, go talk to
Yeah.
somebody and stuff. Like you were always told, like, oh, be a boy, be a man, boys don't cry, that
Mhm.
kind of thing. Like, I think that's the same thing, and that's slowly starting to come back to the other side. Because as law enforcement, I think the city is doing a really good job at allowing us to be able to go get assistance, allow even civilians to go get assistance if they need to. So another thing to remember too is like our 911 dispatchers, man, like they're the ones who send us the calls and they hear all this crazy stuff on the phone that they're dispatching you to, and then on to the next call.
Right.
Before they even get an outcome. At least
Yeah,
one positive thing for us is we at least know somewhat of an outcome, you know what I mean? But
we have a resolution to the
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
and they're just kind of like, well,
yeah.
Right.
I hope it goes okay.
Well,
Yep.
and a shout out to our community. So along this topic, I think things we can do is, talk about it, to be able to normalize, share the experience, and really help out. If you know somebody that's having crisis, seek out help before
Mhm.
it gets to the point where they're in that crisis, and it has to involve us and have to. I think there's many steps that could be taken even before, but so I think that's going to take all of us to help out friends,
Yeah.
family, and really just destigmatize.
Yeah, and it feels so good. Yeah, just talking about it
and be about it.
and be about it. Yeah, and it's not just a one-time thing. You know, it's just constant. You know, keeping up with, like you said, just going to the doctor and eye care and everything like that too. So, and I think it's Mental Health Awareness Month this month too. There's like always a month, but I think this one's Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm pretty sure that I read that last week when it was until April. Yeah, might have to. But yeah, some other things that we want to talk about.
Yeah. So as far as I'm still stuck on the fact that you're not a Star Wars fan, but okay.
Well, we'll move on to some on to some police stuff like crime stats. Anyone?
If one had to go today, it would be Chad.
Yeah, one has to go. Podcast host edition, Star Wars edition.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, in honor of Paul always wearing a uniform, we're going to talk about crime trends real quick. So, with some good news, our homicides for year to date are actually down 26%. And with Casey Slaughter being here, we should have brought this up when he was here, but auto thefts are actually down 22%.
Yeah, good job.
All right.
Good job.
So we got a fun community event coming up this Saturday.
Huge event.
Huge event. It's a cornhole tournament where Patrol East Community Policing is partnering up with a group called Bagging for Veterans, and they're going to raise money for Honor Flight.
Is it cornhole or is it bags? Because I've heard it both ways.
I think the people that play cornhole call it like throwing bags. But I think it's just it's a cornhole tournament.
Okay.
But the dope part about it is they're going to have food trucks. They're going to have music. They got a lot of raffle prizes to include like a big grill. They also have some coolers that they're giving away. A couple of like outdoor chairs, I believe. And then a whole lot of certificates. Paul and I went there and saw the raffle prizes. They had a year membership to Rainier Arms.
Wow.
Yeah, man, a whole bunch more that they got too. So,
Chad, I am interested in this event.
Yeah.
Where and when do I need to go to be a part of this?
So the cool thing is it's Saturday. Words are difficult today.
They
apparently. So it
this
is
Saturday?
This Saturday, May 7th.
Okay.
At the American Legion. It's right there off of
Right off
K42
of K42
and 235. Yep.
Mm.
And it starts at 12 is the registration, or noon.
Okay.
And bags fly at 1. So you don't have to register online. You register right there in person. One of the cool raffle prizes is a custom made cornhole boards. That's got like an American soul. Man, it is so dope.
That's
so
awesome.
dope. Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be there?
I am. So I was a part of the team when they started making this up. So I was like, I'll be there.
Shout out to CPEs for the officers. They're a very dedicated team. Looking at ways to give back to our community. This is one of the many ways that Wichita Police Department always gives back.
Yeah.
And you're right. Absolutely awesome prizes. There's going to be a lot more that we didn't get to mention. So please be there if you want to win some prizes and help out for the honor flights. It's a great cause. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Bring out the family. Plus, I haven't looked at the weather, but I am hoping that it's going to be
supposed to be 80 degrees.
80 degrees.
80 degrees.
And sunny?
And sunny.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's been cloudy all week.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah. One thing I love, like you said, like touching base real quick on this RCP teams is sometimes people, when they put events together, it's like, hey, we just want to 50, 100 people show up. We're just trying to be able to raise some money for whatever cause. And RCP teams, man, it's like, no, we want 500 people there. We want 1,000 people there. Like, they go and put out the work in order to be able to have so much more people come to be able to benefit, Honor Flight or kids at USD 259 and stuff. So I think that is amazing.
Yeah, our community policing teams do great work. Shout out to all the teams. There's many more teams that always are serving our community and finding ways to help out. I know. Obviously, we have multiple teams, and maybe that'd be another opportunity. But we're running out of time, so we're going to wrap it up.
No, we're not going to wrap it up. Let's do some fun facts.
Okay.
We're wrapping it up with fun facts?
You want to wrap it up with that? Okay.
Yeah, we can wrap it up with
What's your fun fact,
No,
Chad?
you go first. I
Me?
always go first, yeah.
Dude, I haven't even had
You're
time
actually
to
late with some
think
fun
of a
facts.
fun fact.
No. So, fun fact about me, man. I have been on the department almost 7 years, and the reason I became a police officer is it's not the cliche I wanted to make a difference, but in high school I did not like the police, just like a lot of younger kids. So I joined and wanted to become a police officer because I wanted to, quote unquote, change the game. I wanted to be somebody that
be the change you want to see in the world.
That's it. So that's a fun fact about me.
Do you feel like you've done that?
I do, man. I do. I feel like I go out there, I communicate with, I speak to the community. I'm empathetic, just like a lot of officers that we have on this department are. And I think I bring something different. I think that, yeah,
cool.
I think a lot of times it's hard when, as an officer, you make these calls, you do the investigations, you really make an impact in the community, and so sometimes it's hard to be able to recognize and talk about that because we don't want to talk about ourselves. That's not why we signed up.
Yeah.
But in many ways, I think it's important for us to highlight those good works and things that we've done, the impact that we've had. And speaking to becoming an officer, I grew up in Inglewood, California.
The Wood.
Yeah, Inglewood. And it was 91, 92 during the years when we had the LA riots. So I remember my community being, the effects that had, and being a little kid at the time with my brothers and so forth. So that was, it definitely had an impact on me. But in many ways, I see how here we are again today with the opportunity to make an impact and make a difference. And I think a lot of us, we have that mentality. Everybody that comes into this law enforcement career, that is what you look for, right? It's the cliche, right? But it's one thing to have lived in that kind of environment and have those experiences, because it then reminds me I have that opportunity to make a difference, really make an impact. So I talked to a lot of the kids that at the time were my age. I lived in a community that was plagued by gangs, drugs, you name it. It was all of the above. It had all the check marks, all the negative things. And yet I think that also definitely left a mark, but it left a mark in the sense that it remind me as to why I do what I do, and why I come here and I try to make a difference. So
you never forget where you came from.
No, you never forget where you came from, because at the end of the day, when I take this off, I'm still part of the community, and I got to go back to the community, and that's something I don't forget.
I didn't think you ever took that off.
Yeah, I go to sleep with the uniform on.
No.
Right?
I would. I mean, it looks good on you. So
you know what? If it was a Star Wars costume, you probably do the same.
Fun fact about me.
There we go.
Oh boy,
related to Star Wars. Okay, so I have a full-size Stormtrooper armor set.
Why am I not surprised?
I can wear it. It's, it's pretty cool. It's the original Stormtrooper, not the updated ones from the new series. You wouldn't know anything about that, Chad. You don't know the difference between a clone trooper, a stormtrooper, and a dark trooper.
So next podcast, you and Sergeant Justice in your costume. Yeah. Okay.
That'd be cool, actually.
I think so.
I'll have to bust that out.
We'll have to wait. I don't know who our next guest is next week, but
well, don't tell people who it's going to be, because then you'll change it.
I know.
And you'll make yourself a liar.
But next week, maybe we might get Paul in a black T-shirt or something like that. Maybe not.
It was fun having both of you guys on here.
It was cool.
Nice.
I really do like this.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. We'll appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.